Hello, I am John Karolzak, Chief Operating Officer at Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Scottsdale. Thank you for tuning in tonight and sharing in our excitement as we name the teens who will represent their individual club as Youth of the Year. These amazing young leaders will continue on in their Youth of the Year journey as they compete to be named the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Scottsdale Youth of the Year. Though COVID has caused us to rethink how we conducted this program, including this announcement, I'm happy to report that it did not stop us. 14 teens participated this year, meeting virtually with the other candidates, working for months writing essays, perfecting speeches, and practicing interview skills. Last week, they displayed their hard work to a panel of judges, including Christina Kehoe with Homey, Nathaniel Burwind with General Dynamics Mission Systems, Rachel McHugh of People's Mortgage, Morgan Barrick, Voya Financial, and Charlie Touche with Millennial Shift Technologies. I know their job of selecting just one winner for each of our branches is difficult. Thank you to all of them. They are all members of our Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Scottsdale Associate Board. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate every candidate, along with their club advisors, mentors, friends, and families who have tuned in tonight. Each of our candidates displays academic excellence and a dedication to service and leadership within their clubs and communities. What these teens have accomplished with all the challenges thrown in their paths this year is truly inspiring. You all should be so proud. The Youth of the Year program is a full-year commitment beginning at the individual branch level. This is true for all clubs across the country. The competition then moves on to state and regional levels and culminates with the naming of the Boys and Girls Clubs of America National Youth of the Year. It's time now to welcome our reigning Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Scottsdale Youth of the Year. She also happens to be the reigning Arizona State Youth of the Year. Please welcome Carly Mertz.
Thank you to all of you who have tuned in tonight. I am the 2020 Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Scottsdale and the Arizona State Youth of the Year. I am excited to be here tonight to participate in this year's Youth of the Year program and each of these candidates' journey that will help prepare them for a great future. I know firsthand the impact of the clubs and this program. To be the Youth of the Year is the greatest honor within the Boys and Girls Club. It's a testament to how hard you worked, how much you overcame, and how the club helped you through it. It allowed me to give back to my club and all of the staff after they had spent 12 years doing so much for me. I hope you all have the chance to return the favor to your club and to represent them, to use this opportunity to speak out and use your voice to impact change, to be a reflection of what the Boys and Girls Clubs do for youth and teens every day. You are no longer just a club kid. You are an advocate and a representative. I hope you all realized how hard you worked to get to this point and how proud you all should be. Congratulations, and I am so excited to see what you all accomplish in the future. I would also like to recognize all of the Youth of the Year advisors: Beethoven Felix, Hartley and Ruth Barker Branch, Angela DeChico, Red Mountain and Lehigh Branches, Jaron Rosenblad, Mary Ellen and Robert McKee Branch, Ariana Alves, Thunderbirds Branch, Marcus Franklin, Vestar Branch, Janine Dowdy, Virginia G. Piper Branch. Now, let's meet the candidates. From the Hartley and Ruth Barker Branch, Alejandra Gonzales, Junior, Coronado High School. Andres Hernandez, Sophomore, Coronado High School. Sarah Gallardo-Meza, Senior, Saguaro High School.
And the Hartley and Ruth Barker Branch Youth of the Year is Sarah Gallardo-Meza.
13, a number that signifies a bad omen. To some, it may be bad luck, but to me, it is one of the luckiest numbers in the world. 13, that is the number of years I have been attending the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Scottsdale. 13 years in which I have learned about the many things that helped me become the person that I am today. Independent, strong, and most importantly, myself. 13 may symbolize struggling, suffering, and pain, but in the 13 years that I have attended the Hartley and Ruth Barker Branch, there wasn't one time where I had to go through it alone.
Christmas morning. Waking up and finding presents under the Christmas tree we managed to buy. Presents provided by the Boys and Girls Club and an amazing family that decided to share their wealth with us. I appreciated the gifts given to us, but none could compare to that of a warm companion named Barry, a stuffed bear. Barry felt like an escape. He was, after all, one of my only friends. That day, when I first met him, was one of the happiest and saddest days of my life. Going back, I can remember it like it was yesterday. A phone call from my dad asking me to spend Christmas with him was all it took for me to realize that I, as a 5-year-old, had to pick a side. Coming to this conclusion as a child was not easy. It followed me all throughout elementary, middle, and high school. It not only made me feel weak and vulnerable, but it also filled my thoughts with a gray cloud that was constantly looming over me. I became a person that I detested, that followed and blended into the background. I allowed people to walk over me because I felt that I was not worthy of love and affection. But at the club, it was different. It almost felt like a subculture, a family, a home. I enjoyed myself there, and I loved who I was. I felt equal to those around me and became the child that I deserved to be. From being one of the only girls participating in open gym to being chosen to be part of Keystone my sophomore year of high school, which was one of the best things that could ever happen to me. I was opening up and blooming like a flower after a terrible storm. No, I was growing like a tree, strong, capable, and ready to take on any storm that came my way. The club picked me up when I needed it most. It provided a safe place, allowed me to experience new things like traveling to Butterfly Wonderland, which taught me that I was terrified of butterflies, or taking me back to school shopping, where I was given $100. Although that may not seem like much, it was a big difference between if I was going to wear ripped shoes to school for another year or strut in with some new Chucks. The Boys and Girls Club also allowed me to join clubs like Money Matters, where we learned how to manage money and plan ahead for our future, as well as Smart Girls, a group where I learned that a girl can become a remarkable woman in the future and to not stand down, but to stand up for what we believe in. And lastly, Barker Keystone. We are a nationally recognized group that has been awarded for our teen outreach and career preparation, a group which helped me become a leader and a strong-minded individual, a group that I am now leading. It challenged me to step out of my boundaries and taught me that it is my turn to give back to the Boys and Girls Club, that it's not what the club can do for me now, but what I can do for the club.
Congratulations, Sarah. From the Lehigh branch, Zaria Gonzales, a junior at Westwood High School.
And the Lehigh branch Youth of the Year is Zaria Gonzales.
In a blink of an eye, your life can change so quickly. My life changed when I met the club. I've been attending the Lehigh Boys and Girls Club since I was 5 years old. The club has always been a part of my life. I remember when they took me on my first plane ride. We're falling down in a cave on a camping trip. We're going to the state fair, waiting in line for the scariest ride on earth. I could go on for days. All these memories remind me of the great times I've had at the club. Growing up with my friends and siblings was the best part. Not only did I get to see myself evolve and become the person I am today, but I got to see my friends and siblings as well. The club has helped teach each and every one of us. They have helped me become more confident in myself, and they have helped me stand up for myself and show me that I can achieve anything I put my mind to. By doing that, I started to believe in myself. I tried my best at everything, and I never thought negative. I finally felt like I had a voice, and nothing could stop me. There have been times where I felt like I couldn't do it anymore, or I wasn't good enough. I want to help others like the club helped me. I want to show them that they're perfect and beautiful just the way they are. That they don't have to be something they're not to fit in. 1 in 4 girls today fall into a clinical diagnosis, causing them to have depression, eating disorders, cutting, and other mental and emotional disorders. I always look back on this one quote. Look up, now look down. Up is endless, down has an ending. Always look up. This quote has helped open my eyes. It has helped me understand that it's okay to be different, that you should be yourself and not depend on others. And never compare yourself to others because you're your own type and unique. And once you accept the person you are today, you'll shine brighter than ever. If it wasn't for the club, I wouldn't have this mindset today. And the club will always be a part of me. They're my family. And family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten.
Congratulations, Zaria. From the Mary Ellen and Robert McKee branch, J.P. Cahill, sophomore, Fountain Hills High School. Morgan Woolbright, sophomore, Fountain Hills High School.
And the Mary Ellen and Robert McKee branch Youth of the Year is J.P. Cahill.
In the right corner, JP Cahill. In the left corner, my life's challenges. Fight. Have you ever thought life was like boxing? You get hit and knocked down and you either stay down and feel sorry for yourself or you get up and keep fighting. There has been times when I got knocked down and I never thought I would get back up. I have put a lot of effort and hours into sports, but nothing ever like Youth of the Year. When Jaron asked me last year if I would like to do this program, my first reaction was no way. I told him I had never done anything like that. I did not think I could handle that much work on top of school and sports. That was the first time in my life I did not know if I could finish what I had started. I was so lucky to have Jaron to make Youth of the Year a lot better. All of the other staff was so great too. So you see, that program may have been one of the biggest challenges of my life, but now I know I can accomplish anything I put my mind to. I got inspired from one of the greatest movies of all time, The Breakfast Club. This is an 80s movie focused on a group of high schoolers that got detention, but it is really about stereotypes in high schoolers and cliques. In this movie, none of them know each other because they're all in different friend groups. As the day went on, they slowly got to know each other, and they realized the way you think someone isn't actually the way they truly are. They all realized that they found a piece of themselves in each other, and they were not at all that different. That movie made me think about my school, and how the kids in my school interact. People only hang out with their friend group and don't make new friends. I encourage all teens to go meet other people and try new things that they would have never tried before. I have found that I have made a lot of friends outside my friend group at the club, and continue to. The club has the power to break up these barriers and bring out the best of everyone. If you let it. I want all cliques gone in high school. Wait, let me rephrase that. I want all cliques gone in America. Injuries. Broken back, Lyme disease, 2 knee surgeries, 2 knee procedures, and now juvenile arthritis in my hands and knees. I am on medication for it now, but it does not really help. We asked the doctors what the next step would be, and they recommended chemotherapy. That's the best option. Really? With all my issues, I was not able to do football. The doctors also recommended that I try swim, so I joined my school's swim team. I liked how I could excel at something that I did not think I would be good at. I have broken 1 school record and I am a couple seconds off from making state. I should have realized way back when I sustained my first injury that I still am able to do things because the club showed me that. When I had my broken back, the staff at the club made it feel like normal, as if my back was not even broken at times. The staff cared that I was injured, yes, but they went out of their way to make sure it was more normal for me. That to me and my family was just amazing. Thanks to the club staff for always pushing me to be the best boxer I could be. Thank you.
Congratulations, JP. From the Red Mountain branch, Kennise McGertt, a junior at Mountain View High School.
And the Red Mountain branch Youth of the Year is Kennise McGertt.
For many club members, the Boys and Girls Club is an escape from reality and the troubles that may be happening to them or around them. It's a safe space for youth who come from various walks of life to embrace their talents and their identities. For me, the Boys and Girls Club is a place of expansion from the encouraging staff to all the opportunities that it has to offer. The last 8 years with the Red Mountain branch has been the most rewarding of my life. The club staff have dedicated their time and effort to uplift and to support me. They help show me a version greater than myself that involves advocating for others. The club is one of the main reasons that I'm confident enough to branch out into the world to make a difference. The club taught me to take advantage and to appreciate each opportunity that I can benefit myself, and other youth in the future. This is why, in 2018, I decided to run for the title Junior Miss Salt River. The title is a goodwill ambassador for the Salt River Pima Maricopa Indian community that promotes culture, tradition, values, and education to the tribe for a year term. As the Junior Miss Salt River 2018-2019, I created my platform, Empowering the Next Generation, which emphasizes on self-worth and the self-esteem. I want to continue to show the youth that it's okay not to be okay all the time. I want them to remember that they're beautiful, strong, and worthy of success. I had the opportunity to participate in the 2018 National Keystone Conference held in Atlanta, Georgia. This is where I learned the importance of community service, how much our voice truly matters. The club taught me that I should explore and pursue my talents and interests. I embraced my culture as an Indigenous woman by learning my tradition. I also experienced Polynesian dancer and upcoming artist, and I am proud color of my high school marching band. The Boys and Girls Club is a place of opportunity. Every day, youth who walk through those doors have opportunity to grow, to learn, and to find themselves. When I renounce on my club experience, I am filled with positive memories inside and outside of the club. I stand here tonight proud of representing the youth and the staff of the Boys and Girls Club Red Mountain Branch. This night is for them, and I thank them for believing in me. Thank you, Sapa.
Congratulations, Kennise. From the Thunderbirds branch, Regan Campbell, Jr., Shadow Mountain High School. Dustin Miao, Jr., Basis Scottsdale. Colin Wetjen, Senior, Pinnacle High School.
And the Thunderbirds branch Youth of the Year is Dustin Miao.
How do you spell dinosaur? The judge asked. It was a word to win the second grade Boys and Girls Club spelling bee. My feet twitching with excitement and my arms shaking, so eager to bring it home for Thunderbirds. If I just spelled dinosaur right, I could be the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Scottsdale spelling bee champ. I confidently went up to the microphone, and soon after, I was crowned the champion. That first taste of victory made me realize how far the club could really take me. From the countless hours in trouble with the office, waiting to be picked up, to never wanting to leave again. I knew I found my second home. Going on to win 2 more spelling bee championships, becoming the president of Thunderbirds Patriots, and getting chosen as a junior staff, 8-year-old me would never have imagined getting to this point. Flashback to 2011. My entire body was dripping with sweat when Liz, our branch director, came storming in, giving me a look I'd seen way too many times before. I knew I was done. It felt like a never-ending cycle. I get in trouble, my mom gets called, then my Nintendo DS gets taken away, which really hurt because that was my life back then. I had always given excuses for my mistakes, never taking any responsibility, but this time was different. I was so tired of being the bad kid and knew I had to change. Liz saw my potential to be great at the club. I just needed that fuel to launch me into the right direction. That one boost I needed was being chosen for the spelling bee, and you know how that went. From then on, I was hooked to the club, anxious to explore what I could do. It proved pretty difficult to show the staff I had changed and wanted to start making a positive impact. Then came a club called Thunderbirds Patriots. It came time for me to show off my potential as a leader, so I ran for president. When I got elected, I knew this was going to be the turning point of my young club career. As the leader of this group, we raised $147 in the first bake sale run by kids, surprising all the staff at the club. From then on, my leadership was never questioned. As a Youth of the Year candidate, I have the opportunity to use my leadership to better our community. My number one priority is to promote the awareness of the anxiety many teenagers face today due to social media. Many of us have become so invested in social media that we often set aside real-life interaction. In fact, the average person spends a shocking 4.7 hours out of their day checking their phones on social media. All that time could be better used to study, exercise, or hang out with friends. Social media isolates us from the real world and places unnecessary social pressures that has caused lots of anxiety in teens today. I believe our generation needs more opportunities to be social in a judgment-free environment. The Boys and Girls Club is just that. The perfect place to get away from the pressures of social media and be yourself. It encourages you to explore your interests. It encourages you to get out of your comfort zone and try new things. But the greatest part about it is everyone truly wants the best for you. No matter what you do, everyone is there, rooting for you, hoping for your success. It sounds like a dream, but the club made it a reality. Every single teen in the United States deserves to live this reality, which is why we, as a community, need to come together and provide more opportunities for teens to be involved in a loving community like the club, so they can appreciate the beauty of the real world and see there's more beyond social media. Now that I'm a junior staff, I have the opportunity to break through to that kid like me who was always in trouble. I have the opportunity to unleash the greatness that I know all kids have at this club. I have the opportunity to choose who gets to represent Thunderbirds in the next spelling bee. And who knows, maybe it'll be their turning point too.
Congratulations, Dustin. From the Vestar branch, Isabella Treasure, a senior at Pinnacle High School.
And the Vestar Branch Youth of the Year is Isabella Treasure.
At the age of 13, I had finally gained what I thought was a clear understanding on how the world worked. All I needed to do to succeed was fit in. I just needed to dress and act like everyone else, right? What many seem to overlook are the constant societal standards our generation is forced to face on a daily basis. One wrong move and we are considered a disgrace to society or not cool enough to be seen with our peers. Walking into Vestar Branch, my first day of middle school, changed the way I viewed the world around me. Instead of worrying about someone choosing not to pursue a friendship with me for the clothing I chose to wear, I worried about not being able to decide what area I wanted to be in for free time. It was in those moments of making what felt like the hardest decision, yet it was so seemingly small, that I realized that the club was not a place I should fear, for they accepted me just the way I was. In today's day, our youth is faced with a constant struggle of being told how to dress, act, and what standards to follow in order to be accepted into society. Dealing with anxiety, societal pressures, and low self-esteem starting off as early as the age of 8 is not something that should be seen as normal whatsoever. We live in a society where we are noticed more by a minuscule flaw rather than any of our successes. As Youth of the Year, I will use my platform to address these circumstances, to not only advocate for my fellow youth, but to bring awareness to the damage societal standards have on our generation. I felt as though I needed to change who I was to fit into society's standards, to be known as good enough for other people. It took me several years to realize what self-worth really meant and how to recognize it within myself. Through the club, I learned what positive body image looked like through programs like Smart Girls, where Sabrina taught us self-acceptance and self-confidence. By volunteering at various events like National Adoption Day, my Keystone Leadership program showed me that everyone is unique in their own way, regardless of where they come from or any outside factors. Keystone gave me the confidence to stand in front of a room and speak on topics I am passionate about, while being able to serve my community. Attending the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Scottsdale has shown me to have confidence in myself as well as others, and that no matter where I go or what I choose to do, I am never alone. Standards are an unknown word here at the club. Our club is a place where we can go and not worry about societal pressures or any outside occurrences outside of the double doors. As Youth of the Year, I hope to enforce the idea of the safe space in our community that my club has provided for me, where hand in hand, the issue of bullying, negativity, and unrealistic standards subside. For youth's voices to be heard, not fear the world, but to create an empowering community to uphold a safe environment for our youth. The Boys and Girls Club is here not only to better shape the lives of those within, but to create a chain of positive impacts within our community. No matter who you are or where you come from, you are accepted, and you are unique. No individual should be ashamed of themselves or feel inadequate, for the club will build you up and impact you just as it has impacted me. Now, instead of hiding my flaws and imperfections, I embrace them, as that is what the club has taught me to do, just as I encourage others to. I have finally realized that I am flawless and more than enough to take on the world in my own way. Together, we will push our generation forward and those to come, and bring to light that here at our club, societal standards do not exist and can no longer take over our lives. For we decide our own stories. We choose who we want to become, and that is the future. Our future. Thank you.
Congratulations, Isabella. From the Virginia G. Piper branch, Devon Ingram, Junior, Desert Mountain High School. Hayden Jensen, Senior, Desert Mountain High School. Kat McMahon, Junior, Saguaro High School.
And finally, the Virginia G. Piper Branch Youth of the Year is Hayden Jensen.
My name is Hayden. Those 4 words may seem so simple,
but to me, they mean everything. Your name is how you're remembered, a part of what defines you. That which we call a rose by any other word would smell as sweet is one of Shakespeare's most famous quotes. But just as we associate the name rose with the shape of the flower, the thorns on the stem, or the texture of the petals, we associate a person's name with their traits we remember the most. Behind a name is an entire identity. And after months of cycling through names, going from Haley to Lee to countless others, I had finally settled on what I thought was the perfect name for me. But standing there sharing this with friends and staff, I had never felt more anxious. The people at the club have known me for years now. How would they take to yet another name change? But when I came back the next week, there was no trace of any name other than Hayden. That's what really cemented the Virginia G. Piper branch of the Boys and Girls Club as the place I wanted to be. Even though I've only been a club kid for 6.5 years, it feels like I've been there my entire life. From helping run late nights and wilderness cleanups with Keystone, to events and field trips as a leader in training, to just playing card games in the lounge with other teams, I felt more and more like a real part of a community. I've felt free over these past few years to relax around others and be able to embrace who I am instead of what others want or expect me to be. And it didn't disappear when I hit rock bottom, when everything felt like it was slipping away and my own mind was the one tearing me apart, when the world felt like it was collapsing and I wanted nothing more than to not exist, to want it all to end. The club gave me a purpose. The community I had built up over the years and the opportunity the club gave me to do something worthwhile for others was my lifeline when I desperately needed one. And it brought me right here with a platform and the opportunity to promote diversity and inclusivity on issues involving racial awareness, the LGBTQ community, and the spectrum of neurodiversity, implementing awareness programs, designating gender-neutral bathrooms, or even smaller-scale education of youth and staff on how to be more inclusive in the clubs. If I'm already leading students and administrators at my school to implement these, it is definitely something that we can and should do at the Boys and Girls Club. We will truly bond as a community when we both accept others for what makes them unique and can be ourselves in a safe environment like the club. Because our names as youth are how we are remembered the most. And I want my name to be remembered as part of the legacy of the Boys and Girls Club. I want my name to represent those like me who knows what sets them apart and knows that a name, a pronoun, a question, it all makes a huge difference. I want my name to represent those who fall and crash and burn and feel just as hopeless as I did. I want my name to represent the idea that your strength shows not in how you fall, but how you get back up. So unlike that day at the club, I don't feel any anxiety. I am proud to stand here and tell you all today, my name is Hayden. Thank you.
Congratulations, Hayden. Congratulations to all those who participated in this first round and to our new branch level Youth of the Years. The next round of judging will occur in February with more details to follow in the coming weeks. Thank you and good night.